So, hey guys, welcome to this Wapcore interview, and we have Akash Moitra here, a dear friend, a fellow collaborator, and a kick-ass musician. He is the founder of Gig Sync, and they have been working on a couple of products which will make lives of musicians much easier. With this pandemic, things have been quite devastating for musicians. So now over to you, Akash, and tell us more about what's up with Gig Sync, and congratulations on the new venture.
Thank you so much, Sahil. Thanks for having me on your platform. Walkcore, it's something that I've been following forever. I still remember the first event that you guys had in your basement.
Yeah.
And it's really heartening to see what the community has actually become since that inception of this kind of party. I love it, man. You've built a great community here. Um, so with GigSync, so essentially GigSync is an online platform that connects artists, venues, and agencies to book shows. We were before this pandemic actually where we were doing about 150 bookings a month, if not more. And I only realized that because like my team was overwhelmed cancelling all the bookings. So in like 1 week, we went from 160 plus to like 0. And that's when we kind of realized that I think this is going to continue on for a while. And music as it kind of, I mean, music in its form, it's supposed to be experienced and bring people together, and that's exactly what we're not supposed to do. So we kind of started thinking that we do have such a large talent pool and such a large database musicians. How can we start like making life easier for them and kind of like since all the revenue sources kind of seem nailed right now, how can we start generating revenue by giving fans also quality experiences? So that's why we came up with Listen TV, and our tech team has actually really worked hard on it. We developed over the last 2 months, we kind of developed a live streaming platform where musicians can collect fan donations mid-stream. And our focus again is not just on putting a live stream out, so it's not going to be like me playing a guitar on a laptop camera. Our focus is on to give people aesthetically pleasing streams and a performance that they actually enjoy, and respecting the live streaming platform for its capabilities as well as its limitations. So we're trying to enhance the capabilities and reduce the limitations that people have with interacting with musicians in the studio. So that's our focus.
Yeah, man, this is pretty fascinating because a lot of the musicians are now kind of moving towards Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. But those platforms are riddled with a bunch of issues, monetization being the primary one, but like a lot of takedowns, copyright takedowns by these platforms because they have the licensing agreements. So many instances of musicians who have played their own music, they are not able to, they get taken down when, like, say, a DJ plays their own song. And so this is pretty fascinating that you're doing this, because that this kind of opens up more avenues for people. So can you tell us what your calendar looks like right now, and when you are launching?
Yeah, for sure.
It become a bit
On the
choppy.
17th with this. Exactly. So we're launching the platform tomorrow on the 17th of June, the Wednesday. Wednesday has always been a lucky day for me because that's how I started my gigs at Summer House way back in the day. And weirdly enough, I'm quite superstitious about this. Whenever I've started something good that worked out for me, it's always been with First Picture. And they're one of my favorite bands in the country. So what our schedule looks like is one show every 2 days, so one show every other day. So how we're going to put that out is that one day our production team kind of sits down with the artist, we do a full check, and we get the best stream possible. And so we set all the procedures in place, and the next day we're doing the stream. So that's how it works right now. So 17th, 19th, 21st, and so on and so forth. We have a bunch of different genre-based performance rooms What that means is we're not just limiting ourselves to like rock music or techno or singer-songwriters or rap. We have different genre-based room. So like the one that our culture's playing with is called Tunes in the Muse. So it's more like a raw kind of thing. But then we have other rooms called Easy Homie, which is a hip hop room, Moonstones, which is a techno room, and so on and so forth. So for the next month till July 12th, we have a full calendar where we're doing a stream once every 2 days. However, what I would also like to come back to is a point that you had briefly mentioned about musicians turning to like social media platforms for live streams. I actually found it super. I think like because of the nature of the platforms like a Facebook or an Instagram, I don't think those platforms were meant for long form content consumption, right? And that's why we've kind of developed a platform where you can focus on what the musician is actually doing without getting multiple notifications. Like when I'm on Instagram, my behavior is that I'm gonna watch people's stories for 5 seconds, scroll down my feed, not watch something for more than 2 minutes at least. 2 minutes is my max attention span on these platforms because that's how they were designed. And so what we're trying to create is actually a more focused like approach to watching streams, like how you're comfortable watching a long form piece of content on Netflix. That's what we want to do for live music.
Yeah, uh, it's a really important point that you bring up because, particularly, most of the streams that I'm seeing today, the ones which are pretty stable, are on Instagram because of Instagram's policy where they kind of do the takedowns after the stream is done. But Instagram really doesn't scale well to any kind of a big screen. So, are you guys doing some kind of integrations into the platform where people can enjoy it more comfortably on a TV on a bigger sound system, maybe some kind of Chromecast support, some kind of casting protocols in it?
Correct. So as it currently stands, we're focusing mainly on the aspect ratio of a laptop and a mobile screen. We haven't tested so the thing is you can, if you have like a PS4 or if you have a smart TV, you can always like kind of use a browser to kind of access the website, and the screen will scale. What we haven't tested out, I'm going to be completely frank with you, is I don't know how much it's going to pixelate, because what we're doing is we're streaming in 720p, which is good enough, and it looks really, really beautiful on a laptop screen and looks really good even on the mobile. We still haven't tested how it looks like on the TV, but why don't you do it and tell us, give us some feedback, man. We'd love to
This is
hear.
actually a pretty good segue to what you were talking about, and we guys are going to be partnering with you guys for your partner channels. Can you tell everyone a little more about the concept behind partner channels and why you are doing it, considering you guys are also programming on your own?
Of course. So yeah, partner channels again is something that we always had in, like, while making this platform. We always wanted to look at integrating as many creative people and from all walks of life. In fact, it could be like even a dance group, or it could be someone who does theater, any kind of performance arts. In fact, to host. We essentially wanted everyone to get involved with this platform. That's why we did it. So what really the roles that we're gonna give out checks with Popcore, and Popcore can program whatever Popcore wants to program, and essentially logs the platform and then subscribe to any of the shows that Popcore has scheduled. And yeah, man, that's how it is. It's just trying to get as many people involved with it as possible, as long as they follow the guidelines. And yeah, like you were asking, so we are also programming, and other partner channels will also be doing things. The reason why we're launching with our channels right now is because we also want to show people the capabilities of what a live stream can be. So it doesn't need to necessarily be one camera angle without an audio interface. It can be that, that's fine. If people want to do that, that's okay. But we worked for the last 2 months in figuring out tech in terms of how a live stream essentially works and how can you remotely edit a live stream while it's going out. So yeah, so people would what we want to do is show our couple of shows as a proof of concept, and then start integrating other people's ideas and channels into there and provide as much support as we can. Right? So this will be leading by example.
Just one last question is going to be slightly technical. As you know, I am a tech journalist also. Have you ever thought about kind of right now, from what I hear is, as a platform, this is going to, your team is going to kind of do a lot of hand holding for the creator to do the live stream. Have you kind of thought about evolving the platform in the future, where you can actually build a lot of the tools and really simplify it? Kind of, when we do live streams, you also know this, we use OBS and all of these applications, and you need good bandwidth, you need stability of connection and a bunch of devices. Have you kind of thought of an interface, or are thinking about this, where you can potentially easily plug and play with just even multiple phones, maybe a tiny mic like this one that I have here? Yeah.
So that's a good question, man, Bones. I'll tell you what, our platform currently is compatible with OBS, and I think OBS is a quality platform that they've built out. It's an open source thing, it's free. I think us going in the future, right now what we're looking at doing is using existing products. But see, the thing is, there are lots of interesting products and existing products that do the job really, really well. It's just about what we have done is we made an output app, right? So our tech in terms of output is great. You can of course plug in your mics or whatever. But I don't want to develop a Logic Pro, or I don't want to develop an FBS. You know what I'm saying? If there's an existing software that I can patch together that works really well, because if you've ever tried developing tech products, man, you know how much you have to get right and how long that kind of takes.
Yeah.
So what I'm of the thought process that if there are existing products that we can kind of patch together, we can make a guide for musicians to use their existing equipment and how to sound the best they could. Because right now, a tech company can't function in a complete vacuum. I don't need to reinvent the wheel everywhere. You know what I'm saying? What I want to focus on is reinventing the wheel when it comes to the output, which means the final stream that a fan gets to watch. But in terms of actually getting a great stream out there, all of those software tools actually exist, right? We want to get into deeper integrations with other software tools, not just OBS, but other software tools in the future. Yeah, 100%. But we're going to develop APIs rather than building a product on our own.
Alright, that makes a lot of sense. Just before we sign off today, can you just give us kind of a schedule of what's coming up in the next week or so on Listen.tv?
100%, man. Let me just check the calendar.
Starts with Fuzz Culture tomorrow.
It starts with Fuzz Culture tomorrow. Then on Friday we actually have a secret session, which is a hip hop party called Easy Homie with Tan Singh from Bombay. After that, on the 21st, which is a Sunday, we have a singer-songwriter from Kashmir called Ali Saifuddin. Beautiful music, man. I don't understand Kashmiri that well, but when you hear it, you feel, man.
I think Mehek and Salim are going to appreciate it.
Yeah. Post that, we have a singer-songwriter called Osho Jain, who's again super talented singer-songwriter. Got a couple million hits on YouTube. Really, really good musician. Then we have Corridors, of course. Radio Victor with some great ambient music. I love it on a Thursday. Then we have Zokuma on the Saturday with future beats and stuff like that. And if you want to actually check out the entire schedule, the schedule's out on our homepage, which is listen.tv, listen without an so LISTN.tv. And you can check it out. I can go through the entire calendar, but I don't want to overload.
Well, that's a nice plug to end this, and congratulations, man. And we guys are going to be doing some cool shit together very soon.
For sure, man.
Cheers.
Looking forward. Thank you so much for having me.
Cheers. Bye, man.
Cheers, Bond.
Uh,
Bye.